feeling good. I am also getting tired. I did not finish my reading challenge. I'm 30, almost 31. I need sleep. Hi everybody, it's Shuba. Welcome back to my channel. For this video, I'm going to be seeing how many books I can be reading in about 24 hours. It is currently 9:13 p.m. on Saturday. I'm going to start shortly and see how much I can read going on into Sunday tomorrow. It is AAPI month, so I thought it would be special and fun to only read books by AAPI authors. AAPI is Asian American Pacific Islander, and I have quite a few books on my TBR shelf, as you can see. Spirit fingers. And I do have quite a few books by Asian American authors. So I thought we could shop our bookshelf and see what we could find for this video. I have selected 4 books for this challenge. These books are a lot lighter. They're rom-coms. It is May, so I still want to read something lighthearted and fun and easy books, especially for this 24-hour challenge that I'll be doing. Say You'll Be Mine by Naina Kumar. I've just heard this is a very sweet rom-com. The Emma Project by Sonali. This is the retelling of Emma. What's fun is that the characters are going to be South Asian. Sugar, Spice, and Can't Play Nice by Annika Sharma. This is by another South Asian author. I've had this for a really long time and it's just been sitting on my TBR, so now is the time to read it this month. Last, we have How to End a Love Story by Yulin Kuang. And Yulin Kuang is a Chinese author born in China, but she was raised around the United States, including Kansas, which is very fun. These are the books that I'm planning on reading. Now let's get comfortable and figure out what we're gonna start with. I've selected the first book that I'll be reading for this readathon, and it is Say You'll Be Mine by Naina Kumar. This is about our main female character. Her name is Meghana. She finds out that her best friend and secret crush, Seth, is engaged, and he asks her to be his best man, and she says yes. Now, she is not happy about this, but to try to move on and get past this, she agrees to get engaged by her parents, so an arranged marriage, and she says yes. Classic Indian Bollywood trope. Then our main male character, his name is Karthik, who ends up getting engaged to Meghana, but Karthik believes that he's just not the type of person to get married at all. He's very grumpy, quite opposite of Meghana, who is more sunshine, happy, and so they are now in a arranged marriage together, and they both have incentives and things that are going to benefit them. So it's mutually beneficial for them. This is the first book I'll be starting, and it's only 300 pages, so hopefully it'll go by quickly. I love the color. I'm loving the pink. All right, let's get my timer set up. We've officially made it an hour in. I am on page 54. I am really enjoying the story right now. It's an easy read, super quick. I really like the main character, Meghana. I think she's very quirky and a little bit goofy, but then we have our main male character, Karthik, and he's to the point, straightforward, grumpy. Even though they're really opposite, they work together really well. And right now they had finally just decided that they're going to fake get engaged. 1 hour went by very fast. I'm gonna make some iced coffee and sit down and get into the second hour of reading. Very fun though. Hopefully I'll give you a better update in a little bit. We have made it 2 hours and I am on page 108. It's really good. I am enjoying this story a lot. I love that we're getting both perspectives of the story. So we're getting Meghna's point of view and Karthik's point of view in the same chapter. So it shifts back and forth depending on the events as we progress. And I really like that a lot. I love reading more about just his point of view as well. I've really enjoyed getting to know the male perspective, and I like Karthik. I will say that this book does have miscommunication trope, so there's a lot of them slowly starting to be interested in each other, but since this is a fake engagement, they're not telling each other how they actually feel. They're both physically attracted to each other. It's just fun to see the back and forth. We are learning more about their family as well, especially in the Indian culture, South Asian culture. Marriage is such a big deal, and it's not just two people coming together. It's not just the wife and husband coming together and getting married. It's the marriage of two families, and that's really important in Indian culture. Meghna's family is so laid back and chill, and her parents were a love marriage. But on the other hand, Karthik's parents were an arranged marriage, and the dynamics are just very different between the two, especially since we are getting the dual POV. There's a lot of tension between Karthik and his dad, which we're slowly unraveling and learning more about their relationship, which is a little tense and stressful. And I feel bad for Karthik. He's very sweet. I like his character. I'm just really enjoying this story overall because I can really just relate to it. Now, Mark and I weren't an arranged marriage, but it's just fun to see it in a story because I grew up watching Bollywood movies with arranged marriages, and people around me were arranged marriages. My parents were in arranged marriage as well. So it's just interesting to read about it. It's 12 o'clock. And I have 200 pages left. I think I'm going to eat some lunch, change, and maybe go to a coffee shop. There's a coffee shop plant store that's half a mile from me. It's called Family Tree Nursery and Cafe Equinox. So I'll probably grab a coffee and read for an hour or two there and hopefully finish the book by then. Let's keep going. I'm feeling good. 2 hours in, I'm feeling good. Might have done some damage at the plant store. I just wanted to quickly share what I got. We got a snake plant to put in our bedroom because apparently it's supposed to help with the air quality. Swiss cheese plants and a pot to go with it. We actually got 2 of these, so they match. I am very excited for this. We got a snow queen. We're gonna hang this up somewhere. And then we got some items for our garden. 3 different types of tomato plants. Got some strawberry plants. I'm gonna go sit outside on the patio and then I'll give you my 3rd reading update. 3 hours of reading. I just got back from Family Tree and I came outside to sit under the patio, but then we had to fight a wasp, and by me I mean Mark fought the wasp. And then Mowgli rolled in shit. Some animals been on our yard, so now I have to give him a bath later. It's okay, that's for another few hours. I wanted to do a quick reading update. I'm on page 164, more than halfway through. It's really good. Our main male character, Karthik, he's just very soft-spoken and keeps to himself and a little grumpy, and he is very under the impression that he never wants to get married, and that all comes due to his relationship with his father, who's just not a good person. There are some things that happen in this story that really progress and make you understand more why Karthik is feeling the way he feels and why he doesn't believe in love and he doesn't think that he'll ever get married. Our main female character, she has just been brought up from a very healthy relationship in a healthy household with her parents. So the dynamics are very different. And I also want to say what I really like is that we're halfway through and we are getting romance. I feel like sometimes when we read romance stories and rom-coms, there's slow burn and you have to wait until the very end for the love and just for the relationship to blossom and progress. But I am happy to say that we're halfway through and they're kissing and they're telling each other how they feel. I do love that. I'm enjoying the story a lot. I'm gonna keep reading now before I have to give Mowgli a bath. Karthik's intern asked him for coffee because he had asked for some help with something. And Paul goes, "How do you know if you're in love?" And Karthik goes, "Love can't be explained, Paul. It's wanting to be around the other person and wanting to talk to them. It's wanting to hear about their day and tell them about yours. It's doing everything in your power to make them happy, even if it comes at a cost, even if it means denying yourself or sacrificing something so they can be happy, so that they can get what they want. It's caring about them more than you care about yourself and showing them how much you care every day." And you're telling me that this guy doesn't want to get married and doesn't believe in love? No. I finished Say You'll Be Mine by Naina Kumar. We are at the 1930 mark and I really enjoyed this book. It was very, very good. There is a lot of happy fluff going back and forth, flirting in this story that I really enjoy with our characters. The banter is very sweet, but also this is a very emotionally driven story. Our main character, we realize that he has a lot of issues on his own that he's dealing with, but then we have Meghna who is helping him deal with these issues, and it's very sweet. The third act of breaking up does happen, but it's very short. It's not long at all, and so there is a happy ending, and I really enjoyed the story a lot. Highly recommend Naina Kumar. This is her debut novel. I hope she writes more books. Fun fact, she is a lawyer full-time and a author part-time, and that is very, very cool. Good for her. I really love the story. I recommend it. It was such a fast read, so sweet. The banter was very sweet and the characters were really just relatable. Things that normal adults deal with. I was giddy reading the story, so I definitely recommend. Hi friends, it is after dinner. I made myself some coffee and I picked up my next book that I'm planning on reading. I decided I'm gonna go for The Emma Project by Sonali because I also have the audiobook available and ready for me from Libby, so I can read when I want to, and then I can switch over to the audiobook as we get later into the evening, and so I can listen while I tend to my farm on Stardew Valley. This is a retelling of Emma by Jane Austen. I don't really even know what Emma is about. I do know that Clueless, the movie, is based off of Jane Austen's Emma. I am very excited for this retelling, especially to see how it's going to have those South Asian elements added to it. I think that'll be a fun twist. It is 7:30 p.m., well, 7:20 p.m., and I have read for 4.5 hours, a little over 4.5 hours. Where did the time go? I feel like I've been reading all day, but I have not read at all. I have so much time. I have 19 hours and 30 minutes. We better get reading. I am at the 6-hour mark of reading. Made it to page 76. I'm just not sure how I feel right now. There's a lot of characters right off of the bat. So this story is about our main female character. Her name is Naina. She was dating Yash Rajay for 10 years. They were fake dating. And then he broke up with her, and the Rajay family is just a very rich, wealthy, popular, well-off family. Because of the breakup, Naina decides she wants nothing to do with that family anymore. Naina and Yash were best friends since childhood, so she's always pulled toward that family. Yash has a younger brother named Vansha, who is a very young, famous model-like bachelor of the family. Naina got a multi-million-dollar endowment for her foundation, and the foundation it brings sustainable economic independence to millions of women. So this is great. She is focusing on her work. She's focusing on helping her community and helping other people. Vansha, he ends up being a part of this foundation. The person who is giving all of the money to Naina is like, hey, there's this Rajay guy, like, figure out how he can help with this. And Naina's like, no, this is my foundation and you gave me the money. And so now Naina is really upset because Vansha is being a part of this project. And the reason why this is about Emma is because she tells Vansha that Emma is about a well-meaning but stubborn and famous and rich girl who ends up being a matchmaker for different projects so she can feel good about herself while filling the empty time she has on her overprivileged hands. And she is saying that Vansha is Emma. Like I said, there's a lot of different point of views happening right now, so it's just a lot to keep track of, but I have been listening to the story while reading it. I'm going to do that for a little bit longer and then switch over to reading and playing Stardew Valley. I'm 36% of the book. We made it to hour 17. 17 hours left. I would say this is a contemporary romance, and there's a lot of family dynamics built into it. It is funny, lighthearted, a little bit slower for me in terms of the pace. I think it's good. It's just not my favorite, but I am enjoying listening to it. This is, I believe, the 3rd or 4th book in the series, and I'd be interested to see how her other books are. I am also getting tired. The time is 10 o'clock. I'm going to try to read for 2 more hours and then go to sleep and then start up on the timer again and finish up for the rest of the day. This should be finished by tomorrow, and then I'll probably get 1 more book in for this 24-hour readathon. One thing about the character dynamic is that Vansh and Naina have known each other for a really long time, and I think that's really hard for Vansh because he just wants to work with her, and she feels as though he's taking something away from her that she's worked so hard on. So it's just interesting to read from her perspective and his perspective, but I think there's just some petty miscommunication going on that would probably be just solved if they talk to each other. She is very stubborn and so is he, and I think that that's why they butt heads a little bit too. That's what I'll say about the characters. Back to reading and playing Stardew Valley. We are officially at the 13 hours mark. 13 hours and 4 minutes left. I finished the Emma project. I did go to sleep for about 7 hours last night, but I've been pausing and unpausing whenever I'm not reading. I'm a little disappointed in this story. It wasn't my favorite, and I think part of the reason is because this is book number 4 in the Raj's series. There's just a lot of back and forth between characters that I didn't really know about, so I think it would have helped me if I had read the previous books. I also wasn't as connected with our 2 main characters. Vaughn's just supposed to represent Emma from Jane Austen's Emma, and then Naina is supposed to represent Nightling, and Vaughn wants to end homelessness in San Francisco by using an app and an algorithm to kind of track homelessness and help people find jobs and places to live, which seems a little far-fetched to me. That's basically the premise of it. The whole thing was just a little tried to be Emma, but not really Emma. I say I would give this a 2.5. I think that the concept was there, and I've heard that this is the least favorite out of the 4 books, so maybe I just need to try the other books in the series. So those are my thoughts on this book. Now we have 13 hours left in this readathon. It is Sunday, so it's been a whole day. To keep the South Asian authors going, I'm going to read Sugar, Spice, and Can't Play Nice by Annika Sharma. It says that Payal is a girl on the verge of living a life she's always dreamt of, becoming a rising star in fashion, and of marriage. Her parents want her to marry Ian Malhotra, who is a London serial dater. She is very focused on her fashion label and her job. Ian, on the other hand, is reckless and not the golden child, but they do have a family business, and so Ian agrees to get engaged to Pyle on the condition that he gets 50% stake in his parents' company. So this is going to be a forced engagement, arranged marriage trope. I'm going to start this book and we'll see how far we get. I might have to end up my 24-hour readathon early. We'll see. Here we go. Officially halfway through this readathon. We are an hour into this book. I am on page 58. I really like it so far. Our main female character, her name is Pyle. She is launching her first clothing line and she's very excited. She's been wanting to do this for years, working her way up in New York City, and she comes from a very well-off and wealthy family who lives in London. And then we have our main male character. His name is Ian. He is a playboy, he's a party animal, and he is also a part of a very wealthy family in London too. And he has an older brother who is planning on taking over the family business. But Ian, he is upset because he wants to own part of the family business as well. He ends up breaking up with his girlfriend. Actually, his girlfriend breaks up with him because he can't commit to anything. Pyle and Ian end up hooking up the next night because they both swipe right on a dating app for hookups. Pyle gets a call from her dad saying that she needs to fly to London right away because the company is at stake and she needs to save the company. And the way she can do this is by marrying Ian, because Ian's family's company is going to purchase Pyle's family's company to save their company. So they're going to merge together as one. Her dad says that this is the only way to save the legacy and save the company so Pyle can have it one day. But the thing is Pyle doesn't want it. She wants to own her fashion line. Pyle is very bold and shameless, and she sticks up for herself and what she believes in, and she doesn't want to go through the marriage because she doesn't think that it's fair. There's a lot going on in terms of the plot, and I do like that. I also think it's fun to see these two different dynamics of characters. Ian is the younger brother and he is creative. He doesn't know what he wants to do with his life and he's just trying to have fun and he doesn't want to settle down. He's just afraid. And then Pyle, on the other hand, she does want to settle down, and she does want to get married, but she wants to do it in her own way because she's been working so hard. Pyle gets invited to her very first fashion show in Paris. So this is a big deal for her and a really big opportunity, but her parents are just brushing it off. I also do understand it from a South Asian perspective because family matters a lot and everyone takes care of each other. But also when it comes to companies in South Asian families, like the siblings usually take over when the parents need to retire or step away. So I do understand that part. I think it's a very difficult decision for Pyle, but it's also not fair for her either. I am liking it so far. I already like the chemistry between Pyle and Ian. It's fun. I like it. Hello, quick reading update. We are at 11 hours and 4 minutes left. Going smooth. It is Sunday, almost 1 p.m. I'm gonna take a quick break. We're gonna go play pickleball with our neighbors, which will be really fun. We haven't played in so long, a little dusty. Gotta get back into it. I'm really liking this so far. I am 100 pages in exactly. I'm noticing that I read 50 pages per hour. To me, I feel like that's a good speed. Pyle and Ian are negotiating and deciding that they are going to go through with this engagement process and get married, but they made a deal with their families that they're gonna get engaged for 8 months before getting married for sure. That's happening. I really like it. I'm liking the characters a lot. So glad that I picked this up, and it's a lot better than the Emma project. I'm gonna go play some pickleball now. Hi friends, it's a few days later and I did not finish my reading challenge. I had 9 hours left. The reason why I stopped on Sunday with my reading challenge is because I wasn't having fun anymore. Reading should be fun, and yes, it is a challenge, but I'm 30, almost 31. I need sleep. Things came up, life was happening, and I didn't want to go into Monday feeling stressed and feeling forced to read. That is never a feeling that you should have. So I decided to stop my reading challenge. So I didn't make it a whole 24 hours. But I did read 3 whole books. I'm here to give you my final thoughts on Sugar, Spice, and Can't Play Nice, and then wrap up this video. Sugar, Spice, Can't Play Nice, I finished it Sunday night. I really liked it. I would give this a 3 out of 5. It wasn't my favorite. It wasn't amazing, but I did like the characters, and I did really enjoy the plot and what was happening. I liked the dynamics between our characters, Pyle and Ian. I thought the ending was really sweet. There was a conflict and resolution within the plot, but also with their romance that I really appreciated as well. I thought that this was a really fun plot. Since we do have Pyle, who is a fashion designer, I liked that concept of a South Asian woman being a fashion designer. Overall, I really did enjoy this story, 3 out of 5. I would recommend that you read this. Something to note is that this is an interconnected standalone. You don't have to read the previous books to read the story, but there is mention of the Chai Masala Club, the CMC, which is a club that our main character Pyle and then a few of the other characters from the previous books meet up and go get coffee like once a month or so. But other than that, I didn't feel like I had to read the previous books to read this book. I really liked it. It was good. In this reading challenge, I read 3 books. Say You'll Be Mine by Naina Kumar. Absolutely loved this story. 4.5 out of 5 stars. Highly recommend. Very sweet, different, love the characters, and I had a really good time reading this story. The Emma Project by Sonali. They've, not my favorite. I gave it a 2.5 out of 5 stars. It was boring. I felt like there was too many characters within the story and not enough substance with those characters. I felt like I needed to read the previous books before reading the story, and I don't think it really hit with Emma by Jane Austen as a retelling. Last, Sugar Spice and Can't Play Nice. I gave this a 3 out of 5. I did enjoy this. It was fun, easy, light, just a good time overall. I do recommend. If you made it through to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. I hope you had fun watching this 24-hour reading challenge and my failure of it. But hey, reading should be fun, and I had fun for those 15 hours of reading over the weekend. Please like this video and subscribe. I share a video every Friday afternoon. Bye, everybody.